Triggers in SQL Server. What do you mean by triggers? Triggers is also, kind of a stored procedure. So using which you can automate, right? Right. So it automatically runs whenever an event occurs in your database server. So whenever an event occurs, the stored procedure will get triggered. Okay. And the DML trigger run when a user tries to modify data through a DML. So what is the syntax for this one? Create trigger trigger name. So on this is a result word which table. Okay, we can create a trigger for a table itself. Okay, after insert, update, delete as begin insert. So for example, if somebody makes some changes to the employee table, let's say you are a payroll guy, you have inserted the details about the employee, right? So what is the employee ID? What is his name, first name, last name, contact number, email ID, and what is his basic salary, HRA, all the things. Okay. Whenever you insert the data in employee table, that one will get recorded in another table called audit table. It's something like a CCTV, right? So whenever someone enters our house, so it records it. Later point in time, if something wrong happens, right? So you can play back the CCTV from the system, right? So which person came first, which person came late. For auditing purpose, we are doing the same thing. We do it from the database object side also. See, you are a payroll guy. You know your friend Harish, right? He is your brother or very close friend. So you can go and manipulate his salary also, right? You can increase his salary, decrease salary. You can do something. But the audit table, I wanted an audit table. It should capture which table underwent what change, in which date, what action happened. So this table will be viewed only by the administrator. Okay. This table can be viewed by the employees. Okay. This table can, sorry, the not the employees, can be viewed by the payroll guy. Okay, payroll guy. But this one can be viewed only by the admin guy. Let's say you are a payroll guy. What will happen is you make changes to the employees, the detail. Okay.
Sir,
So
నాకు
what
5 minutes
happens
time
as soon
ఇవ్వండి.
as you make changes to the employee table, it will automatically
ఓటీ
insert the changes that you made to the employee table in another table called audit table. You might be thinking that, hey, I'm making changes in only employee table. Who is going to see? But behind the scene, right, this is what is going to happen. Without your knowledge, this is what is happening. Okay, so there will be a checks and balances if you have this kind of triggers created or attached with the any table. Okay, so in that case, you will track it later on. Hey, if something goes in which table, what transaction happened in which date and which time. So in that kind of situation, audit table is very much helpful. So this is basically the audit table is the one we created as a developer or someone. Look here, this is what my error table. First, I create, instead of saying audit table, right? Here we are using something like error table. Okay, that example is not there. I left it somewhere. Okay. Okay, here, instead of audit table, you just think, error log table. Okay. This is another example. Look here, in this case, right? I have some block here. Okay, here it is not a trigger. One second, I just take the trigger here. I want to show you the trigger. Interview, they'll ask you what is a trigger. This is also interview question. The stored procedure, stored function, and trigger. What is the difference between stored procedure and stored function? Also on interview questions. Okay, and so you need to be prepared on this one. Okay. So for example, right. So here instead of wasting time, I just go here and I just create the tables. create trigger. The trigger name is like audit trigger. And here on, listen, we have dbo.employee table. And here after insert, update, delete as begin, end. And here I just say insert into DBO audit table. I just call it as an audit table. So in the case of banking also, this is very much important. Okay, which employee inserted what data in which table, what time they inserted it, right? So you have something called date, time, something like that. Okay. Okay, what I will do is I need to create a table, audit table, and here I just say table name, where car of where car of, let's 40, I just keep it. And then action is yeah, action column. Action is a where car of listen, I'm going to say 30. And date time is something like a date column. Okay, date and data type. Create table name. Okay, I just create it. Yes, my table got created. My table has 3 columns. Okay. Now what I do is I just insert some data into my employee table. So for that, you should know what all the columns are there here. Select star from employee. Sorry, employee. Okay, and here insert into yeah. Here what I do is insert into employee table. And here what I do is I just say simply no, the employee number is a primary key, right? EMP number and e name, comma, salary, comma, let's depart number. Okay. So if you want to insert the specific values into table, you need to specify something like this, followed by the table name inside the parenthesis. You need to tell this one, and then values. Values was the values. This is the keyword. Okay, values. For example, employee number, I say 777, and then something like Chris. Okay, and here the next one is salaries. Let's say I just put something like this, and the depart number is something like 20. Okay, so this is the new employee I'm going to insert into my employee table. Which one? The Chris, right? I'm going new employee called Chris. He joined my company and said, type numeric, arithmetic overflow error, converting integer to data type numeric. Terminated employee name. Data type numeric. Okay, your employee number and e-name, salary, comma, depart number. Correct, right? This statement has been terminated. Okay, what we'll do is I just go here. The insert statement already is there, right? Okay, it's not there. But here insert the employee number, depart number, salary. Okay, it is wrong here. So I just let's see. Something went wrong. No, SSMS itself got closed. My God. I don't know why it got closed. I think I pressed something mistakenly. I'm going to relaunch the SSMS. SSMS. Yes, I just started. Wait for sunrise opening. Okay. The SSMS rate went down. Okay, till it opens, we will just look at the other one. Okay, and the next one is the so the trigger, right? So what is the whole idea of using trigger? You can enforce the data security, integrity. Okay, sorry, data integrity. And for security reasons, you can use a trigger. That is the one use case I've shown it. And if you want to synchronize the data, you can use trigger. Okay. So what is enforce data integrity? You remember when I created a table, I mentioned about not null for some column, right? So in that case, what happens is behind the scene, it creates a trigger, like a stored procedure. Whenever you try to insert any null value into a non-null column, it will trigger, the trigger will get executed, and it will throw a message saying that, you cannot, if this column is a not null column, you cannot insert the null value. So to enforce the data integrity or so, the SQL server behind the scene, it creates the trigger. But if you wanted to use a trigger for your to implement security, right? For your existing objects or something like which I explained a while back. So what you can do is you can explicitly create a trigger. So this is an implicit trigger. This is an explicit trigger. Synchronize data. Yeah, sometimes right you want to insert the data at the same time the data get inserted successfully. You want to insert automatically into other table or something like that, right? So in that case you can use the trigger. Okay, that is what trigger is all about. I'll just show you once this one gets open. Okay, let me just see here. Okay, I think yeah, it got connected. I don't know what key I pressed. Mistakenly it got closed. Let me open two things so that this issue should not be there. And here I just go and open the thing here. The recent one file. Click on the file menu, and then here you can see the recent files. Look here, this is the one we used it, right? You can click on it, open that SQL file, .SQL file. It still runs. Oh my God, I have to redo everything again. I did not save it. Let us see here if that is there. Oh, yeah, man, I have to recreate everything. Just see, is there any place where I can see the trigger, store procedure? This one is not required. Yeah, and here I just go and check what is happening here. I don't know why it's not. So this is the another example for creating this is a function, right? Trigger, okay. Returns trigger as top trigger. So this is another scenario. Okay, wait. Okay, now there is no way out. I have to create it from the scratch. So what I will do is I'm going to create a trigger, again create trigger. Always use caps letter, okay, for the um, syntax or the trigger. On which table? dbu dot employee table. Employee table here use demo db go. Okay, and here create trigger name on dbu employee after insert comma update comma delete as begin end. And here I'm going to use insert into dbu dot audit table. Here something like table name and some action, comma, the date time, something like that. Okay, so these are the three columns. So what I will do is I'll just go and create a table for this. Wait, let me save this one so that create table name is audit table name where pair of 30. Date time, I just make it a date time data. Okay, date time data time. Okay, so create table name. Okay, and here I just click on execute. Yes, a table got created successfully, no issues. Okay. And now the situation is the audit table is available here. Whenever someone insert or update or delete any record in the employee table, it will insert a record in the audit table, which table, what action taken up, and what time it has been taken up or carried out. Okay, so that is the one will get stored here. This table will have access only to the database administrator. This one will have access to your employee. You are the developer, you have access to this one. Okay, let's say you are a payroll guy, you have an access to this one. Insert into employee. For example, imp number and here, or let's take simple example here. Select star from employee. We will modify some salary, okay? From employee. Disclosed. There is some issue there. SMS. Here I made changes. 1 second, I just click on it. So we are left with one more concept called CTE, common table expression. The rest of them I have already covered, right? So with the CTE, we are going to wrap up the SQL part. And tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll continue with the same time, okay, as an exception. And we will see the leftover topic in Power BI. So with that, we are going to wrap up Power BI and SQL also, okay. It is there, good. Demo DB, this trigger I have to create it. It got created already, okay. And so create trigger name on the employee to auto insert update delete as begin and insert into or values. We need to specify values, right? Values here let's say for example employee change get date. Employee is a table name and action is someone made a change. Get date function will give you the current date. Which date? What action taken care, right? So that is the one you can get it here. Insert into date time, insert into table name, action date time, values, employee get date. Table name is the thing, right? Let me just see here. Does not exist. Okay, and here the DBO employee does not exist or is it valid? Okay, let me just select the database because the tool got closed. I just create here. Okay, let me batch restore the table name, invalid column name, table name. Okay, audit table is not there. Select store from audit table. The table got created. Audit table, it must be there. Please go and check it. Yeah, table NME. Okay, I put them, spelling mistake. NME. Okay, table NME. Okay, fine. So for that reason, because that column was not existing, invalid column, name, date, time. Audit table, what is the date column, right? Okay, here I just put date. So these columns, whatever we mentioned inside, right? Those columns should be available in that table. Okay, you cannot. Okay, I'm going to click on execute. Okay, fine. Select star from audit table. Now nothing is there. When I try to make some changes in the employee table, let's say the employee table, right? I just click on F5. Look here. See what is the salary for Smith? 800. I just change it to 900. Okay, how do I change it? Update statement. Update employee table set command and salary is equivalent to let's say 900. Where you need to use where it's very much important. That's what I told you. Emp number equal to 7369. I just select this one, press if I got executed, and I'm going to do select star from employee to check whether the value got. Okay, okay, okay. I press some wrong key. Okay, execute. 7369 now got changed to 900, right? So now we will go and check, whether any new record got into the audit table. Look here, automatically audit table captured. The employee table underwent some change. What date this was? What change I did? The employee table, I changed the salary to 900. But what happened? That one got captured in the audit table. Audit table is something like your CCTV. So this is the one we'll have and will be seen only by the administrator also. Okay. So by seeing this table, they can alert the management. Hey, the employee table, someone made changes. So now you understood the advantage of using trigger. So this is a trigger, create trigger name on which table after insert update delete. Okay, or after somebody insert or update or delete in the employee table, you trigger this action. Okay, that is what we can. So this is another use cases where we can use the trigger. Hope you understood what is trigger is all about. What is a trigger? Is a special type of stored procedure. It automatically runs when an event occurs. What was the event here? The update statement. When I updated the employee salary for the employee number 7369, this is an event, right? It triggered my trigger. What was my trigger name? My trigger name was audit table. Sorry, the mm, audit trigger. Okay, audit trigger. It triggered this event. That event triggered this one. So it resulted in inserting a data in my audit table.